Show. I'm your host, Sam, and today we are back again with another very exciting webinar that is lined up just for you on Daily Immigration Dose. And we are streaming live at 4 p.m. EST on your platform, YouTube. And we are also available on LinkedIn, Facebook, X, and on Insta as well. So make sure to follow us on these many platforms and also participate in this webinar as much as possible. And the great thing is that you can also dial this number and join us in this conversation. You can dial the number 425-436-6335 with the access code 988888. And friends, before diving into the topic and also greeting my co-host Nipasa Pradhan, let me read out this very important disclaimer. By watching our videos, you understand that the information shared, including user comment, is not a professional advice, so use at your own risk. Our intention is never to offend. It's just a casual exchange of idea. All right, and with that, I would like to say that, friends, today our topic is very important and very timely. That is, did the US Embassy in India just cancel 2,000 visa appointments? Well, it sounds really surprising and shocking as well, but we don't know the reality. And I'm sure after watching this webinar, you'll get to know a lot of new insights and some eye-opening facts as well. So we are going to deep dive into why US Embassy has taken this step, what is the reason behind it, and also how it is going to look like for the future applicants.
Absolutely, Sam. We are going to. So, hi, friends. I'm
And to help,
Nipasa, the co host with Sam today. And it's a really amazing day. Thank you so much for joining us here on Daily Immigration Dose. So, yes, as Sam has already said, today's discussion is going to be about, did the US Embassy in India really just cancel 2,000 visa appointments? And we're going to discuss about it today. Because it really says that the US Embassy in India has sent shockwaves through the immigration community. And, the embassy's decision is part of a larger effort to crack down on fraudulent visa applications, particularly those who facilitated by agents, fixers, and even bots. So it's going to be very interesting today. Just stay with us because, yes, news has surfaced that uh, there were people who were trying to think that it's going to be in the taking the other way would be easier for them, but then of course they can't just play with the US embassy and not at all with America, right? So we're going to discuss about this today, but before we go on with today's discussion, I have some news updates. Let me go first and Sam will also join in. So my first news update is new US immigration rules, what you need to know before staying over 30 days. So, yes, big changes are coming to US immigration rules. And if you're planning to stay in the United States for more than 30 days after 27th of March 2025, then you've got to listen up, friends, because non compliance could land you in serious trouble. So, what's changing is starting April 11th, 2025, non US citizens 14 and older must register with USCIS if they plan to stay in the country for over 30 days. And that means filing out Form G325, G3, G325R, submitting biometric data, and keeping proof of registration on you at all times, and that is really serious. So I hope that you are reading this somewhere and must have gotten this update as well, and it's very important to know, stay updated. So the consequences, if we talk about it, because missing this step isn't just a slap on the wrist. If you fail to register, you could be fined up to $5,000 or even face 6 months in jail. So, if you forgot to carry your proof of registration, that's another $5,000 fine for 30 days in jail or 30 days in jail. And if you move, you must notify DHS within 10 days or you will face penalties too. So now not everyone is affected, even green card holders. You're good. But yes, short term visitors staying under 30 days, no worries. Some groups like American Indians born in Canada also get exemptions. But here's where it really gets tricky because Canadian snowbirds who spent months in the US every winter will have to register if their stay exceeds 30 days. So, yes, this is a lot of debate, especially after this news has surfaced, but because they are going to pump billions into US economies every year. So, some groups are fighting for an exemption, but as of now, they'll need to follow the new rules, and that is you will have to register if you are going to stay for more than 30 days. So the bottom line, if you're planning a long stay in the United States, start preparing now. Create a USCIS account, file form G325R, G32 G325R, get your biometrics done and also always carry proof of registration. Otherwise, you could be facing serious fines or worse, that is deportation. So, friends, that was my news update from my end. I hope that you are going to be updated and read more about the new rules, all right? And Sam, over to you for the next news. I think there's some audio issue. Sam, if
Yeah,
you
now
can
can
just.
you hear me?
Yes, now we can hear you. Go
Okay,
ahead.
I just forgot to unmute myself. Okay, so let me go with this news, and this news is related to today's episode only. That is, have zero tolerance. US cancels 2,000 visa appointments by police in India. So B1 and B2 visas meant for business and tourism as
Somehow we
per
can't hear you
policy.
properly, Sam. Like, we can hear you, but it's too low. If you can just adjust your microphone or your.
Uh,
Are you on microphone?
yeah, yeah, I can. Now can you hear me a bit
Okay,
better?
it's a little too low, but it's not very, very audible. I think viewers also, if you can hear Sam, please let us know. But otherwise, I think it's a little low from our end. Sam, could you just quickly
Just
check that?
yeah, yeah, sure.
All right, friends, I think we'll just go for a quick break as we fix up with the issues we're having. But, friends, do check us out. We are at Immigration Talk Show. That's our handle on YouTube. And you can also check us out not just on YouTube, but also on LinkedIn, Facebook, X, and also on Instagram. And, well, apart from that, do follow us, do check us out, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And another great news is that you can also join us on this discussion by dialing this number 425-436-6335, and the access code is 988-888. And for now, we'll just go for a short break. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned on Immigration Talk Show, Daily Immigration Dose with me, Napasa, and my co-host Sam. Hello and welcome back, everyone, to Immigration Talk Show. And this is Daily Immigration Dose. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Nipasa, and I'm here with my co host, Sam. So, friends, thank you so much for joining us. I can already see Jitendra on YouTube. Thank you, Jitendra. I can see you have a question. We are going to take them up quickly, but a little later. So, Sam, over to
Yeah.
you for your news update.
Okay. I think now my audio is better.
Yes, absolutely. Please go ahead.
Right. Okay, that's a point of relief. And yeah, I was talking about my news update, but okay, let me just take this news update quickly and then we'll delve into the topic. So, my news is about today's episode only, friends, and that have zero tolerance. US cancels 2,000 visa appointments by bots in India. So, the US Embassy in India has cancelled over 2,000 visa applications due to fraud related activities, and the embassy detected major violations in the appointment systems by bad actors. And of course, the visa fraudulent activities are also happening. So, in this episode, also, we are going to understand about this reason, and also B1 and B2 visas meant for business and tourism and have seen significant backlogs in recent years. In 2022 to 2023, waiting times ranged from 800 to 1,000 days, and that's huge, prompting the US to open visa appointments for Indian applicants in Frankfurt and Bangkok. So, this was the news from my end, and I don't want to stretch it more. I think without any further ado, Napasa, let's begin with our today's episode, as it is very timely and very important for our viewers and shocking too, because 2,000 visa applications are being cancelled is really different and very surprising. So, what do you think about it? I mean, what our viewers can expect from today's episode?
I mean, it's just very interesting because I can just imagine, they were thinking that they'll be uh, easily, I mean, they'll get away with this so easily. Imagine what they were thinking. I mean, it's not just one person, but it seems like there's a chain of people involved in this. So it's just going to be interesting as they start investigating more on this issue, this case, because from what I hear, the investigation is very much on. So I'm sure that it'll not be surprising if we hear a lot more people getting arrested or interrogated. It's just, yeah, just the beginning.
That's right. That's right. And I think that was a gist, but also let our viewers should also understand that, friends. It's about the recently the U.S. Embassy in India had made a very shocking announcement, and that they have cancelled around 2,000 visa appointments. And why did they do this? Because the embassy found that bad actors like visa agents and fixers used automated bots to book these appointments, and that shows that they are just trying to cheat the system and they are involved in the fraud activities, and this goes against the embassy's rule, of course, and it was also leaving a regular applicant struggling to get the appointment. So it wasn't just only trying to make their applicants closer towards the visa application process, but also it was like unfair for the other applicants as well. And these agents then also charged huge sum of money, millions, to offer those appointments to people in need. And as soon as the embassy found out that about their fraudulent activity, they immediately cancelled all these appointments, and these appointments were around 2,000. And that is why U.S. Embassy has decided to cancel these appointments because of these bad actors, as known as visa frauds and agents, were trying to play some tactics and were using automated bots to get the appointments. And that's how the U.S. Embassy also issued a very strong statement, and they said that they have zero tolerance for agents and fixers who try to manipulate the visa system. So I think, Napasa, this time we can't see any leniency or any ignorant attitude towards the system, right? They are very strict, they are very aggressive, and doesn't matter how much the number is, whether it is 2,000, 3,000, or even more than that. I think the embassy this time is ready to cancel all the application if it's under the any fraudulent activity. So this is
Absolutely. I
what is
mean,
happening.
It's been a growing concern, all these forgery happening, fraudulent activities, just unauthorized consultants, and so many appointment bookings, all frauds, all fake. I mean, not all, but there are so many every year. We hear so many cases that they were being cheated by agents, that they paid the agents but never received their job or their visa. We hear serious issues like that, and so it's really impressive, how the folks out there are working, that they are able to catch this, and there is more coming. So we'll just have to look at it. But yes, if we look at what really happened, the US Embassy in India publicly announced that they had identified bad actors, so agents, fixers, applicants, these people who violated scheduling policies, by using bots and fraudulent methods to secure visa appointments. So, as a result, around 2,000 visa appointments were cancelled, and the accounts associated with these bookings were suspended. So, yeah, I think it's very cool to also see the US Embassy take such drastic step. And, what types of fraudulent activities were detected, I think it's yet to unfold because the investigation has started. So, we will just have to keep a close watch to what is going to keep unfolding. And do subscribe to our channel, friends. It's at Immigration Talk Show. We are going to come up with the latest updates for you, and we'll also have to see, how do agents and fixers exploit the visa appointment system. So it's interesting, and the impact of automation and bot interference in visa scheduling is another thing that we have been seeing. So yeah, uh, definitely nobody has tolerance for all this sort of fraud activities. So let's see what is going to happen. But if we really want to know, like, who are these bad actors and what did they really do, so according to the embassy statement, these bad actors, like we spoke earlier, are agents, middlemen, and even applicants who have been attempted to circumvent the system. So these individuals have used bots. They have used bots to secure multiple visa slots, and they're making it nearly impossible for genuine applicants, to book appointments. So it's like that. And who are these agents and how do they operate? Well, we still have a lot to find out about that. And how do these fixers manage to manipulate the visa process? It's just going to get more interesting as we find more about this. So yeah, Sam, are you there?
I think that's right, and of course, that's very important to understand who are these visa, I would say, bad actors and fraud agents. Because of them only, right now, I think Indian immigrants are suffering a lot. And I also have a case study here right now, and yeah. Okay, so one applicant named Chamkor Singh. So what he did, he also admitted that he never worked in the job listed on his visa application. So what his agent did, his agent just randomly picked any company's name on his visa application and he put up there. And during the interrogation check, when he has been asked questions regarding which company was it or where was it and how long you have worked, then he was speechless. He had no answer. So, he himself committed that his agent, whom he trusted a lot and, paid a lot of money also. In Indian rupee, it was around 13 lakh. And of course, that's not peanuts, that's a lot of money. And at the end, what is he getting? He's getting nothing. So this is really a sad thing, but Napasa, we can't just blame to the agents, we can't just blame to the fixers. It's also those immigrants who are going towards the travel agents and who are trying to have a word or who are trying to connect with those agents. Because of those agents only, I think these immigrants are facing these issues and they are in a dilemma right now. They are in nowhere. I think there are also cases that might happen with them, and that too in 2025. Things are becoming very serious, and this time, whoever is getting caught, whether it's missing out the documents or crossing the borders, or even if you know somebody who is staying in the US illegally and you're not being vocal about it, then also you are equally be termed as a criminal, and you have to go with all the procedures. You have to go, even you can be put up in the detention center. So I think this year, not this year, but this era, Trump's 2.0 era is really tough and really challenging. And that's how we are seeing every day. I think so many news are happening, and so many different policies are also being implemented. And that too with today's topic, and that's about US Embassy in India has just cancelled 2,000 visa appointments, right? So it's a huge thing. And 2,000 visa appointments, of course, imagine how many people were there. So here I would also like to mention that what does this mean for regular visa applicants? So first and foremost, friends, if your appointment was among those 2,000 visa applicants, then there's no choice. There's nothing. Your appointment got cancelled. And if there's something that if you're apart from 2,000 visa candidates, and if you got the if again your visa got cancelled, then you can reschedule or you can apply for the next time. And importantly, this crackdown shows that US is very serious about protecting the integrity of the visa process. So yeah, I think Napasa, this was it from my end for the first half. And anything else that you would like to add on to this conversation?
Absolutely, Sam. And I was just going to say that it's really awesome that they are catching all these frauds and all these activities that are going on. And if they thought that they could easily just penetrate into the US, doing anything or as they like, it's not going to happen for sure. So also, like, what we know so far is just what I wanted to say is that the Delhi police investigation, it followed a formal complaint from the
Mhm.
US embassy in New Delhi's Chanakyapuri, and the Delhi police registered an FIR and launched an investigation into this fraud network. So over 30 individuals from states like Punjab and Haryana have been named as part of the scam.
Mhm.
So far, this is what we know. And yeah, I think we are going to really know more because, the legal consequences are there. And that's what there's going to be an IT Act as well, and Bharatiya Nyaya Sahitya Act as well. So I'm sure that they are going to be punished one fraud at a time. So yeah, Sam, what would you like to say? I think I would just like to read out Jitendra's comment before we take a break or anything. So, Jitendra is saying, what measures can I take to ensure my visa appointment is not flagged or cancelled due to suspected fraudulent activity, especially with the recent crackdown on bots? How will the cancellation of these appointments impact the overall waiting time for visa interviews? And are there any steps I can take to secure an appointment sooner? Oh, what do you have to say to this, Sam? Do you have anything?
I think Jitendra is asking regarding the measures that he can take to ensure his visa appointment is not cancelled. Well, this I think will be answered by the immigration attorney. And right now, you have to look for like whom have you connected. If you have connected with an attorney, then of course for sure, nothing will go wrong. But if you have connected with some other member of it, with any bad actor, then of course there's a point of concern, and you have to be, I mean, a bit serious about it. But what measures can you take? I think being updated and connecting with immigration attorney this time, I would suggest that will be the best expert advice. Not expert, but at least the best advice that I can give you right now. And with that, here's a second comment that Jitendra says: how will the cancellation of these appointments impact the overall waiting time for visa interview? And are there any steps I can take to secure an appointment sooner? Jitendra, I think maybe it will be delayed a bit, but not too much because, of course, I don't think this time, if they are canceling these many appointments, then of course they will have the other plans as well, and it goes very systematically, everything. So maybe we can see some delays, but not as in like a lot of time is taking for this thing. So that's all I can say right now, and also regarding the other topics also, that why the embassy has taken such a drastic measure. So I think in this case, the U.S. embassy has discovered that some people were using bots to take the advantage of the visa appointment system, and both are software program that can do things automatically. So this time they were booking appointments in bulk, which is against the rules, and that is why they have taken this drastic step. And these boats were being used by visa agents or fixers, people who can claim to help them get a visa, but often do so by using dishonest means. And the embassy also flagged more serious.
Well, yes, thank you so much, Jitendra, for joining us. And hi, Chandra, on YouTube. Yes, we are talking about the case what Chandra has actually spoken. A week ago, Delhi Police Crime Branch registered an FIR against several visa and passport agents, right? Primarily operating from Punjab and Haryana following a complaint from the US Embassy. According to an official statement, the complaint stated that these agents, both known and unknown, were involved in submitting false information in US visa applications and providing fake documents. That's right. I hear that that even if they do not have the qualifications or fake certificates that they're working or they have worked in a field like the job they're applying for, I hear that they get all documents done, including bank statements. So it's very interesting. And Chandra, thank you so much for telling us about this. Yes, very right. We have been speaking about this. And also, like, document forgery and fake visa applications has become a growing concern. And investigators, they uncovered that these fraudulent visa applications often involve fake employment records, bank statements, and even educational certificates. So, Sam already shared with us the case of Chamkor Singh. So, I mean, this was a confession by him, and imagine there are so many others. If 2,000 have been cancelled, I mean, I do not know how many other people have gone through all these fraudulent acts just to be a part of this. So, yes, and if you talk about the financial exploitation, how much are people paying? Well, investigators, they discovered that visa agents were charging applicants anywhere between 1 lakh and 15 lakhs, which is like 1,200 to eight, $18,000. So you can imagine. And to secure this US visa using fraudulent methods. So I don't know how these agents are justifying their fees, especially which are so high, and even the psychology of desperate applicants, willing to pay such large sums of money. I mean, why would you just want to just pay so much that to agents? It's crazy. But yeah, Sam, what do you have to say? Anything you want to add to that? What?
I think, yeah, that's very well put up. And of course, if we talk about visa frauds and everything, then we just keep on blaming them. But it's not their fault. It's also the immigrants, who are highly desperate, and without even realizing that what mistakes they are committing, they just blindly go to those agents and giving them as much money as possible. And imagine, how hardworking, I mean, how those money they have earned, and with such a hard work, and they're spending them to I mean, go to US, and that too illegally. So I think it's waste of money, waste of time also, and that too at the end they are getting caught. So it's of no use, and it's also a matter of shame. Of course, they might feel this time. And talking about the today's topic, also, I think U.S. Embassy is doing a right thing, and it's a correct thing, because of course, if they are not going to take these strict actions, then I think further maybe these agents want to be, try to take a step back towards these exploitation and at least try, I mean, think twice before committing these things and before involving into any fraudulent activity. And also we talked about the investigation that's happening as a result of this crackdown. So I would also like to say the US embassy has worked with the Delhi police to launch a full scale investigation into this fraud network, and they have been tracking the IP addresses that were used to book the fraudulent appointments, and they have already identified a number of visa agents and consultants involved. So we can see how nicely and how technically, they are utilizing these methods and trying to find out all those travel agents or all those bad actors who were involved in this activity. And also, FIR has been filed under sections of Indian law that deal with cybercrime. According to the FIR, also more than 30 individuals from states like Punjab and Haryana have been named in the case. And these individuals, including visa agents and some applicants, are accused of submitting false documents like bank statements and employment certificates to secure the US visa. And also the Delhi police right now are conducting raids to find others involved in the fraud network, and that's a right attitude. It's not only from US embassy who are trying to work on this case, but it's also from India. Delhi police are also trying to find out these fraudulent fraudsters, and nobody is trying to compromise anyway. And this is a very serious investigation that's going on, and the US embassy has also called the fraud a serious security matter that affects both India and the US. They have also urged Indian authorities to speed up the investigation to prevent any fraudulent activity or any further abuse of. And now, what are the legal consequences for those who caught up in the visa fraud scandal is also a topic of discussion. So, let me tell you, friends, the charges listed in the FIR are very serious, and the individuals who were involved could also face criminal charges under Section 318, 336, and 340 at the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. And also it convicted these individuals could also face a significant jail time and hefty fines. And additionally, anyone who found guilty of participating in visa fraud could be banned from future US visa application, effectively blocking them from ever traveling to the US. So, this is a big deal, especially for those who were hoping to go to the US and work or study or live over there, right? It's also worth mentioning that people who fall for these scams can end up losing a lot of money. As I mentioned already, there was this case that I read just now. He spent 13 lakhs to the travel agent, and that's a huge amount of money for them. And applicants were also charged anywhere from lakhs for these fraudulent services, and they risk losing all that money if they get caught. So it's a reminder, friends, that taking shortcuts through visa agents who promise guaranteed results can backfire in a big way and can also, create a very hectic situation, a very disturbing situation that you have never ever imagined. So it's better not to go with these any steps, because these steps are going to create more and more hurdles for you, and of course there's no more opportunity will be left for you to go and live in the US as what you have dreamed of. So yeah, I think that's all. And Nipasa, let's take some comments also if you haven't taken.
Sure, let's take up Chandra's. Chandra is saying, oh, I've taken already, I think. The last one only is left. The US Embassy has named more than 30 visas and passport agents, along with passengers who allegedly tried to obtain US visas using fake documents. That's right, Chandra. This much is what we know so far. So, investigation is definitely on, and we are to find out more. But the main question, Sam, is what is going to happen to the genuine applicants who were out of those 2,000 appointments that
Mhm.
was cancelled? It's a big question. And what happens to them now?
Yeah.
So, the innocent people, the innocent applicants, what happens now to them as well? How to book a visa without I think we all need to really know and find out more, how to book visa slots without using agents or third parties. Learn more and do it yourself, maybe, because it's just so sad when people fall for all these scams, and scammers just succeed in taking money. It's crazy out there.
That's right. And I think, if we talk about the innocent one, the regular visa applicant who went with the right procedure, I think, friends, if you had a legitimate visa appointment and anyhow, unfortunately, it got cancelled, then of course, it can be very frustrating, and you can't do anything because this is a part of, because this is the effort, to make the process smoother and fairer from the US Embassy. And in the long run, also, I think this crackdown on fraud could mean that it will be harder for agents and fixers to manipulate the system. And I think this is a good news, and especially for the honest people, because we don't know till now, till 2025 or 2024. Uh, Maybe we don't know how many agents have tried to cheat the system or try to misuse the system, and so many undeserving immigrants are living in the US, and the honest people or the innocent people who are going with the right procedure are waiting for their time, and just waiting for their chance to come to the US. And also, it may also lead to stricter checks and longer processing times for visa applications, as the embassy will likely to be more cautious in screening applications moving forward. And I think, yeah, I would say that friends also keep this in mind, that you have to avoid using agents or fixers, who promise to guarantee results and through shady means, because obviously they try to manipulate you, they try to, I mean, take more and more money from you. But this goes nowhere. And of course, US government right now is working very closely with Indian authorities as well to crack down on these fraud networks. So even if those fraudsters, are great in hacking or maybe great in technologies, but still, Indian government are also putting up a lot of effort to make the system fairer. So there wouldn't be any chance to, hide away. Yeah.
Absolutely, Sam. Very well put. And, it's true, friends, because the US visa fraud crackdown is basically sent a very, very strong message to everyone out there that, manipulating the system will not be tolerated at all. So, yes, and 2,000 appointments, they were just cancelled. Now, 30 individuals are really being investigated, interrogated, and raids are underway. And this case is definitely going to reshape the visa policies in India for sure. So I think there's a lot to take away from this case, and a lot to follow. So check it out and get yourself updated, read more on this. And of course, stay tuned to our channel at Immigration Talk Show, because we are going to bring you the latest updates, as news unfolds on this case. So, yes, follow the law, avoid unauthorized agents. These are some things that you need to keep in mind, and always provide truthful information. So, I mean, forgery is something that was also a huge part in this case, right? So many fake certificates, fake, educational qualifications, bank statements. It's crazy, and the so many crimes in each case. So obviously they're going to be punished.
Yeah.
So yeah, Sam, what do you have to say? Anything else before we leave?
Yeah, I think, let's end the session because we already discussed what's happening and what are the consequences, and also, how Delhi police are taking steps, how seriously they are taking steps. So we have discussed all of them. And let's also let our viewers know about some, how they can apply for the visa applications this time. So I would suggest, friends, that please make sure to follow proper procedures and avoid agents or fixers who offer shortcuts. And you can simply just keep these small pointers in your mind that apply directly through the US Embassy's official website. and don't rely on any third party agents. That's of no use. Then also make sure that all the documents are real and accurate. It shouldn't happen that somebody has put up any other company's name that you didn't even know that you had been working over there. So that's of no use, and that would be a very foolish activity. So don't submit any false information about your job, education, or finances. And most importantly, be patient because the visa process can take time, but it's better to wait than risk being caught up in fraud investigation. And if something seems too good to be true, then it's probably is, because agents who promise guaranteed visas or fast tracked
Yeah.
appointments are often using illegal means to achieve that. So yeah, I think by following these steps, and very small mistakes can lead to bigger changes and bigger, uh, I would say, problems. So be very careful with these things, and don't just try to trap in any, I would say, activity like these, and be smart enough and be patient also, because of course good things takes time. So that's all I can say.
Absolutely. Friends, just, I mean, you have to keep yourself updated, do your research properly, and try not to fall for all these, no matter how, sparkly the whole offer would be, but don't fall for all these kinds because there's never an easy way. It's only creating more trouble for yourself. So, see, money is gone, there's no visa, and they will also have to suffer hefty fines or even do some jail time to be able
Yeah.
to get away with all this. So, imagine the pain. So let's take this as a lesson. There's so much to take away from this case that we discussed today. And thank you so much, each one of you, for joining us, especially Chandra and Jitendra, for joining us with your comments. It was lovely having you. I wish you could also join us on call, but we still have more coming. So do join us tomorrow as well on Daily Immigration Dose at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. So until then, of course, you all keep having a wonderful Thursday ahead, a wonderful day ahead, and yeah, look out for Immigration Talk Show, not just on YouTube, but also on LinkedIn, Facebook, X, and Instagram. Follow us, connect with us, and stay in touch with us. Thank you
That's
everyone for tuning in. And if you have any questions or anything you want to probably ask a few attorneys who keep coming with us, for different webinars on our channel, do WhatsApp me or call me on my number where you can just send me a message also. And the number is 408-335-6444. And my email address, you can email me there as well. And it is nipa@staffingly.com and sam@staffingly.com. That's where you can even write to Sam. So, yeah, I hope you have noted it down. And thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Have a great day ahead.